For most hockey fans, today would kind of be the equivalent of Christmas Day. It is the start of the playoffs. My team's not in it, unfortunately, but still a very exciting time, and it's also a very exciting time for some local residents who are actually lacing up in the big games.
Friends, family, loved ones, whoever, if you're related to, everyone, hockey fans in general. Like you mentioned, it's Christmas.
Yes.
NHL style, the 2013 playoffs begin tonight. With 3 games on the schedule, and this year's postseason will have 3 Lloydminster products, including Boston Bruins defenseman Wade Redden, who opens this year's playoffs tomorrow night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. This will be Redden's first playoff appearance in 4 years. After what he's been through, he's happy to get another chance to win Lord Stanley.
Exciting to be part of it again, and I think, after not having the opportunity for a few years, I'm really going to, try to make the most of it, and looking forward to the challenge.
Redden and the rest of the Bruins will take on the Leafs, who return to the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. The former Lloydminster Blazer expects to be in a tough series and knows once the game shifted to Toronto, it's going to be an electrifying crowd.
It's always a tough place to play. They play well there, and especially this time of year, it's going to be a lot of hype around it. Toronto is obviously the Leaf Nation is going to be excited. It's going to be a tough place to play.
This series will also mark a border city battle, as Redden will go head-to-head against another Lloydminster product, Clark MacArthur.
I'd like to get the better of the border city battle, but looking forward to just being part of it again. And I know he being on the Leafs, it's going to be obviously a lot of excitement around their team making the playoffs for the first time in a lot of years. So.
All right, sticking with the NHL, it's the hardest championship to win in pro sports. The Stanley Cup is what players fight, hit, and score for. So after 16 wins, who will come out on top? Will the Los Angeles Kings be able to repeat? Will this be the year the Cup comes back to Canada? Well, Nerman Esau takes a look at, us here at Newcap Sports, and what we think who will skate with Canada's Holy Grail.
We're going to start off in the West with the President's Trophy winners of the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Minnesota Wild, and I'm going to go with the Blackhawks winning it in 4.
So people come up to me and say, hey Matt, what are your predictions for the NHL playoffs this year? And you know what? If you want to go for 100%, you come talk to me. First, we'll start off with Chicago, Minnesota. I'm taking Chicago in 5.
It's tough considering what's happened over the last few seasons with the teams that finished #1 overall, but I do see them winning handily over the Minnesota Wild in 5 games.
So next up, we got the Anaheim Ducks taking on the Detroit Red Wings, and I got the Ducks in 6.
Take the Ducks in 6.
I'm going to take the Detroit Red Wings over the Anaheim Ducks in 6 games.
All right, so next up is the Vancouver Canucks taking on the San Jose Sharks. I am not a fan of the Canucks. I am taking Sharks in 6 for this one.
Vancouver, San Jose, you have 2 teams that don't like getting out of the first round, but if you have to choose one, San Jose in 6.
I see this going 7 games, Vancouver over San Jose.
And finally in the West, we got the St. Louis Blues taking on the LA Kings. Now, this one, I already don't like my decision, but I'm going to go Blues in 7.
If you want to be smart and you want to win some money, of course you're going to take the defending Cup champions, LA. I have them going in 6.
I have the LA Kings defeating the St. Louis Blues in 6.
All right, so heading over to the Eastern Conference, we got the stacked Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the New York Islanders. I'm going to give the Islanders the benefit of the doubt of winning 1 game, but it will be Pittsburgh in 5.
In East, you have Pittsburgh taking on the Islanders. You got to take Pittsburgh in a sweep. It's going to be the only sweep in the first round. Pittsburgh in 4.
I hear Nassau Coliseum is a terrible place, and I don't want to see them anymore in the playoffs. It's going to be Pittsburgh in 5 games and make it easy.
So in the All-Canadian matchup, we got 2nd place Montreal Canadiens taking on the 7th place Ottawa Senators. I am going to go Senators in 7 for this one.
And I got Montreal in 7.
I have the Montreal Canadiens beating the Ottawa Senators in 6 games.
So next up, we got the Washington Capitals taking on the New York Rangers, and I think this is going to be the 3rd series that goes 7 games, but I'm going to take Capitals in 7.
Capitals, Rangers, Ovechkin has been on an absolute tear. Take the Capitals in 6.
I know there's a lot of people out there in Lloydminster that want Braden Holtby to win, and deservingly so. He's a great player, and Ovi's been fantastic of late too as well. But I'm going to have to say the New York Rangers and Henrik Lundqvist are going to take it in 7 games.
So the Boston Bruins taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, it's been a long time coming for the Leafs, but they're not going to get past the first round. It's going to be Boston in 5.
I got Boston taking this one in 5.
I'm going to take the Boston Bruins in 6 over the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Kyle Gallagher couldn't join us on camera, but these are the teams he thinks will emerge out of the first round.